Hey everyone, Rascal here.
And Mama, welcome to our podcast.
Today we're covering the freaking bizarre animated Pinocchio movie, Pinocchio, A True Story.
I sure hope not.
Recommended to us by fellow Rascal Andrew Flores.
Yes, and this movie is supposed to show what really happened with the story of Pinocchio. Don't watch that old Disney film. You want the real version where Pinocchio doesn't look like a puppet, his nose doesn't grow when he lies, and...
Father, when can I leave to be on my own? And before we start, be sure to like, subscribe, notification buttons on future podcasts and World of Paws videos.
Okay.
Good grief.
Two things. First, I am familiar with Pauly Shore. I've watched all Pauly Shore movies. I'm not embarrassed to say it. At one point, he was famous and funny. So, when it said Pauly Shore was in, I was like, okay, that could work. He's a comedian. He's got this real, strange personality, and he's got this laid-back vibe. It might work. And then we actually watched the movie. And it's one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Oh, goodness. Yeah. Okay. And in 2022, there was bizarre phenomenon where a bunch of Pinocchio things were coming out all the same year.
I really like Boy.
Yeah. I really like Boy. And he kind of wasn't here. They had a live-action remake of Pinocchio from Disney, which was bad. They had this thing, Pinocchio True Story, which was bad.
Awful.
They had Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, which can be good or bad or controversial depending on how you look at the film. Then we had a Pinocchio thriller video game. And then Pinocchio, I don't even know what it is, an app or something, all in the same year. And people were like, what was the deal with 2022 and Pinocchio stuff? All at once.
Well, this one wasn't it.
It was supposed to be like the year of Pinocchio and ended up being year of Sonic instead.
This was an awful movie. Now, Andrew told us he wanted us to watch it because it was hilarious. Hilariously bad.
It was.
I have never seen anything like it, and I hope I never see anything
Oh my gosh!
I think people who watch Velma will probably enjoy this more than Velma.
Yeah, and what's even worse is that like this movie ended up being a meme in on its own. Just by my father, and that's not just like some I'm making up. He talks like this the whole movie. He sounds like that, like his dad, like his own teen.
Buddy.
Yeah, I think he was doing that the whole movie. And you wanted this thing to be put through the wood chipper after a while.
Yes.
And
it made no sense. It was incoherent.
It has nothing to do with Pinocchio.
It was non sequitur. It was just terrible.
No, and it had nothing to do.
The only bright spark. There was only one bright spark in this entire movie. And how many minutes was this?
This was probably 90 minutes or less.
It was never ending. But in this movie, there was this one bright spot, and it was
Tom Kenny. Tom Kenny voiced Geppetto, along with a cavalcade of stars who somehow got into this film. Tom Kenny was Geppetto, and he was the only one who sounded like a character in the whole dang movie.
Really cared about the role he was voicing, and he cared about the movie, and that was the ironic thing.
Right, and it's like Tom.
He made it seem like it could have been something real.
Right, and it's like if Geppetto had been more involved in this film, Tom Kenny would probably have to carry this whole movie on his own because no one else was helping it. They even had John Heater in here as his talking horse. There is no cricket with morals. It's a talking horse that acts like donkey, and it kind of gets him into trouble. There is no Jiminy Cricket.
Oh, well, Jiminy Cricket, we had to watch it.
Oh my God,
And the animation.
And there definitely was no strings on this thing. Because it's like, what is this? Nothing that you know about Pinocchio is in here. He doesn't look like he's made of wood. His nose doesn't grow when he lies. He lies all the time and gets away with it. He's got a talking horse instead of a cricket. He doesn't get sold to the circus. He willingly joins it. He falls in love with a human girl who doesn't even really exist half the time. The two thieves kind of get away with anything and everything. The blue fairy says she can't help him. What about
What the heck
this?
was she even in the movie for?
He has I can't. He goes through Indiana Jones booby traps and all that to get to her and says, oh, there's nothing I can do. When it's like, then
and
why?
Like, the screen, like, why are you here? Why are you in the movie?
Right. It's like, what? Why?
And I do remember 10 minutes in, I was like, okay, turn this crap off. Turn it off. You're like, well, we promised you to watch it. I don't want to watch it.
Right.
Turn this crap off. So we
the-
had to take a little break, and then we turn it back on. It was like that awful.
Yeah. It was. Everything is wrong
How
with this
did
movie.
this even get made? Who on earth decided this was worth financing?
This was made.
And I understand the voice actors who were in it because they were getting paid. Wasn't
These
Tara
were people-
Strong in here too?
Yeah, they were having.
But they were getting paid, so
most
you
of-
understand. It's like, hey, it's work.
Yeah.
You'll take it.
Most
So
of
that's
these-
forgiven for the voice actors we know that do this for a living. Not Pauly Shore, but the others.
Right.
But yes, we know why they took it. It was work.
Right. And apparently this was made in Russia. And they thought it would do well here by getting some cheaper stars, or stars they
Tom
believe.
Kenny is not a cheaper star.
No.
Tara Strong is not a cheaper
And
star.
here's the thing that I need to get to with this. This will happen on another occasion with a Kung Fu Panda knockoff. It's called Panda Warrior, and it was crappy too. And Tom Kenny was in there as well. But here's the thing: they had a lineup of all Saturday Night Live people, former SNL cast, and then Tom Kenny was thrown in. It was like, why was he on there and I didn't know it? And then the worst part of that movie is that Tom Kenny was the only good character in the whole thing. So just like there and here, Tom Kenny is the only real voice actor in the whole movie besides Tara Strong. And it looks like he's thrown in with a bunch of people as a failsafe to be the only saving grace of the movie of a voice actor.
Yeah.
And it makes no sense because it's like, this is who you picked. You only picked one good person.
Now, so you know where it's available to watch if you want to subject yourself to it or just laugh until you can't stop laughing and then throw something at your TV. Is YouTube.
Yes, it's
It's
free.
the only place it could be.
Yes.
No one would watch this on demand. No one would pay to see this in the theater. You definitely wouldn't want to pay to stream it, and you wouldn't buy it on a DVD.
Exactly, unless you just.
It was like, okay, put it on YouTube.
This
You
would
gotta
be-
do something with it,
I think this would be lucky to make it to the dollar bin in a dollar store.
and I would leave it there. It's that bad where I would not buy this. I wouldn't take it for a penny.
Yeah, and then there are times where the animation was so bad, he got at one point Pinocchio got shot. I'm not kidding, he got shot, and he just lies there, and there's like barely any reaction, and he gets back up, and he's like, hey there, and it's like, did you not realize what just happened to you? What's wrong with you? I think someone was trying to end the suffering, but it didn't work.
That would be a great way to end this movie.
I did
Pinocchio's being shot, and that would be the end. That would be the best ending. That would be perfect.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
And you have the credits roll.
That's it, like you're in the woods. That's the end of the movie. Okay.
That would be great, but no, alas, they kept it going on.
And it felt like it didn't end.
Never-ending torture. I would love to hear a nostalgia critic cover this.
He did. He actually did. We need to watch it.
It's so terrible. It's up there. It's in the top 10 terrible with Rhapsody. This is just one of the worst pieces of crap I've ever
What the hell was that movie?
Oh,
Oh.
how this got made. Now, I'm gonna say, if for some reason you've watched this movie and you like it, I'm sorry, my condolences.
Right. Oh, and that's even the best part of this. There's even one hilarious part of this. This, along with Morbius, they both came out the same year. And both films end up becoming memes for people to make fun of the film. Now, granted, there are people that like Morbius, and we have no problem with that. But it was not really a well-liked movie. It wasn't one of the strongest films, and it ended up being popular because of its Morbin time, and that's why it became a meme. And Pinocchio became a meme because of father. And so, what they did, the Pinocchio people thought, hey, yeah, this movie's terrible, but hey, this movie's terrible, but these people are still enjoying some part of it. So we're gonna be in on the joke. And it's like, hey, no, you can't be on the joke. This movie is bad. You know it's bad.
We weren't laughing with you. We were
laughing
in spite of you.
Yes.
We were laughing in spite of you.
Yes, and they were trying to, and in one aspect I was like, in one aspect I'm like, hey, at least they didn't talk garbage about the people and say they were idiots and didn't understand. They just rolled with it like Jeremy Renner said, hey, yeah, this is pretty bad. We understand. And they roll with it. And I think they took better care of that than Morbius. Morbius people thought, hey, yeah, we made it bad on purpose. We're going to rip it along with you. Like, no, it's bad. You know it's bad and you're trying to cover it up. I can at least say Pinocchio people, yeah, it sucks, but they had a good time laughing at it and know it's bad. And it's like, hey, we know at least you got some entertainment out of it.
I guess they were self-aware.
Yeah, so it's like, hey, I give them that they didn't make fun of people and criticize people for not liking the movie. So I'll give them that. That's it.
If any of you guys have seen this movie, Andrew,
yes,
let us know what you think in the comments below. Did you hate it? Did you hate it more? Did you hate it even more? Let us know in the comments below.
Oh,
and if you haven't seen it, it's available to watch for free.
Yes.
It shouldn't be any other way. On YouTube, just type in Polly Shore.
and if you agree, Andrew Flores should have been the voice of Pinocchio because he did a million times better than Pauly Shore, and he actually sounded like a human being.
Let us know in the comments below.
And if you haven't already, subscribe for updates and weekly videos of your favorite anime series, animated shows, and all things animation, and more relentlessly bad movies like this.
And if you have any more atrocities you would like us to watch, let us know in the comments as well.
Oh my gosh! Yes! So, thank you so much for watching. I'm Masculine Entertainment.
I'm not Polly Shore.